left for me to do in this house. There's completely nothing. And so I thought maybe we should go to the park, or we could go swimming.
Well, Tommy, that's a great idea to go swimming. It would be so nice to go swimming in this heat, or go to the park and swim. I love to swim, but I've got some work that I have to finish up, so we can't go to the park right now.
Oh, no, what will I do?
Well, why don't you try getting Percy and try, I don't know, telling a story. Why don't you act out a story to tell?
Oh, I don't think we can do that.
Oh, I think you can. I think you can show creativity and think of a good story to tell. And maybe you can tell the boys and girls your story.
Oh, I like that idea. Okay, let me go get Percy, and we'll talk about it, and we'll come up with a story.
Okay, sounds great. I can't wait to see your story.
Okay. Percy. Okay, Miss Sammy, we're ready.
Oh, hello, Percy. It's great to see you today.
We are going to tell you about a story. We picked our favorite story. It's about 12 guys and a whole lot of people.
12 guys and a whole lot of people. I can't wait to hear this story.
Well, you see, it started out like this. God's people were traveling from Egypt to their new home. Their new home was going to be fantastic. Back in their old home, they were slaves, and they had to do whatever the Egyptians told them to do, and they had to work very, very hard, and it was not good at all. The Egyptians even killed their babies.
Oh, that's terrible.
So God delivered them, and He got them free from Egypt with some miraculous, that means things that people can't do, only God can do, miraculous things. So they were finally almost to their new home.
Oh, how exciting. I bet they were excited to be to their new home.
Oh, I'm sure they were. They were tired of walking around in the desert.
Ooh, deserts are hot.
Yeah, I don't think they had a swimming pool either.
I bet you're right.
So, God told Moses, their leader, He said, pick 12 men, one from each tribe, and go in and spy out the land. Ooh, it has a spy. I just love spies. They're so sneaky. So that's exactly what they did. 12 men creeped into the land. They snuck around and looked around for 40 days.
40 days is a long time.
Yeah, they had to see all the land and all the people and all the good things. And Moses said to come back and bring them a report.
I see. So what happened?
Well, it happened like this. Oh, here, wait. Here's the story in the Bible, Miss Summit. This is where we got our information.
Well, if you got this information from the Bible, it must be true, because all God's words in the Bible are true.
That's right. Right here is where it says what happened next. It said the men came back loaded up with grapes. They were so heavy they had to put them on a pole to carry them back. Just like this. They got back and said the land was wonderful. There were big old grapes and pomegranates and lots of other delicious things to eat. They said it was a land flowing with milk and honey. I don't think their honey looked like that. Yeah, I don't think it did either, but this was the honey I found in the pantry. They said it was flowing with milk and honey, which meant it was a very, very good land.
Well, it must have been with all these grapes and wonderful fruit and honey. I bet they were so excited.
Nope, they weren't.
Well, why did they not want to go into such a good land that would take care of their needs and feed them well?
Because of the people who were living there. They were going to have battle against the people who were there. And they said the people who were there were giants. Yeah, it was like this, Miss Summit. Yeah, help me out, Percy. Help me out. Okay, there we go. Okay, Percy's got his one. They said it was like this. There were giants that were big and mean. And they said, we feel like grasshoppers next to them. See, Miss Summit, here's the giants. And here's how the people felt. They said they'll squash us like a grasshopper.
Oh, no wonder they were scared.
Yes, but only 10 of them talked like that. 10 of them said, no, don't go into the land. They'll squash us like bugs. But there were 2 other guys. Oh, let's get our prop for that. 10 guys said, no. But 2 guys said, go. victory. We can go and defeat these guys.
Well, do you think that's true? Like, they sounded like they were pretty mean and pretty big and pretty awful.
That's true, Mrs. Summit. They were really big, really mean, and it could have been really bad. But the two guys who said yes knew that God had told them to go into the land. And if God tells you to do something, you should always do it. It always works out better to obey God.
I see.
It kind of goes like this. There's a song about it. It says, 10 said no, there are giants in the land. 2 said go, God will give us victory. And so they argued about it for a little while, and they talked to the people about it, and the people said, oh, we're so scared. They said, no, we can't go. They said, let's pick a leader to go back to Egypt.
But Egypt was where they were slaves, and Egypt killed their babies.
I know, but they still said it must have been better back there. So the people refused to go. They said no to God.
Oh, that's a very serious thing to say no to God.
Well, the Bible tells us right here, it says that God was very upset with the people that they were not obeying him. And he said for their punishment, they would have to live in the desert for many, many more years until those men who had said no died. They weren't going to get to go into the land that had all the grapes. Oh, let me get my grapes. All the grapes and the land flowing with milk and honey. But God said the two guys, Joshua and Caleb, who said, yes, go, obey. He said those two men are going to live long enough that they're going to get to go in the land and see all the wonderful good things and live there one day. And then the people realized what they'd done. They said, oops, oh no, we disobeyed God. That is never good when we disobey God. And so they changed their mind. They said, let's go. But Moses said, don't do it, because God is not with you in this. God said you will be punished and have to stay in the desert for many, many years. But they didn't listen to Moses again. And they went up to battle against these big people. And you know what happened? What happened? The big people, they beat God's people.
Oh, just like the 10 said.
Yeah, but it wasn't because the 10 had predicted that. It was because they had disobeyed God and they weren't listening to him.
Oh, I see. So this was another consequence of their actions.
That's right. So then it happened just like God said. They had to stay in the desert for many, many years until a lot of them had died, and only Joshua and Caleb were left in the 10 men to get to go in and enjoy the wonderful things in the land, just like God had promised.
So this is a very fun story, and it looks like you guys had a lot of fun acting it out. But what's the point? Why do we care what this story has to say?
Well, Miss Summit, this story is important because it shows us that we need to obey God. Even when it's hard or looks impossible, we still need to obey God because he will give us the strength and the courage to do what is right, even if it looks impossible. And we also need to know that when God says something, he really means it. If he says no, there'll be consequences, then there will be consequences. Because all God's words are true, and he keeps all of his promises.
Oh, that's a very good lesson to learn.